How do you create a profitable online business if you suck at software? Hey, Dan Henry here, and in this video I'd like to talk about how you would create a profitable online business if you suck at software. So this is a question I get a lot from people that have watched my webinar on getclients.com, which is how to grow a hyper-profitable online advertising business even if you have no experience. So when running a local advertising agency, obviously there's some software that you have to use. Just like any online business, you could do coaching, you could do online courses, whatever it is, there's software involved. Now, as you get deeper into things like coaching and courses and scheduling software, yes, there's of course software. So the first obvious answer is just to get over it and learn the damn software. But I understand that some people have a little bit harder time with learning curves. And so there is a way to mitigate that and to get started with as minimal software as possible, and B, with software that requires as little learning curve as possible. So for instance, let me tell you the old way that people used to do this, and then I'll tell you the new way, which is much, much more minimal when it comes to software. So in the past, people would create a Facebook ad, right? And they'd run this ad to get more clients for local businesses such as doctors, lawyers, chiropractors, things like that. And then those clients would pay them a really, really good fee per month, $1,000, $1,500 a month. That's what I've taught thousands of people to do, and it's worked extraordinarily well. Now, in the past, they've used fancy landing page softwares hooked up to email marketing softwares, like for instance, ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or what have you, and then they'd hook that up to something like ActiveCampaign or Ontraport or whatever, and then they would use those things in conjunction to get the information to the client. That's great if you know how to use those softwares. In fact, you can create some pretty fancy funnels and some pretty fancy marketing if you know how to do that. But there is a much easier way, and that is simply this. If your goal is to get more customers for local business, then the number one way to do that is to get them on the phone with their leads, because that's what they do every single day anyway. A receptionist at a doctor's office gets on the phone and schedules an appointment. People at a gym get on the phone and schedule a time for a discounted or free personal training session, and then they upgrade to a full package or whatever. Lawyers, again, a receptionist gets on the phone, sets a time for a consultation. It all has to do with the phone, right? So if we run ads with the express purpose of getting people on the phone, things become much simpler. For instance, we can run what's called a Facebook lead ad. Now, a Facebook lead ad means that we are not using any landing page software. We are using the built-in landing page inside Facebook's advertising platform. Now, what's good about this is two things. Number one, Facebook generally favors things that stay on Facebook, right? So they end up giving you a better price per lead, all things considered equal, if you use their landing page option. And the second thing that's good is that it's way easier to learn than it is a landing page software. In fact, it really doesn't take any learning at all, because you literally just fill in the blanks right there. I mean, there's really nothing to learn. The first time I did it, I didn't learn, I didn't take any courses, I just filled in the blanks, right? To get that information to your client, we use a software called LeadOwl. Full disclosure, this is actually my software. This is a software I created with some partners of mine for the express purpose of making this process easier. Well, now, we market this as a zero learning curve software because there really is zero learning curve. Once you hook it up, it simply takes the leads from the Facebook lead ads and instantly puts them on your client's phone. If your clients don't call their leads back right away, it reminds them through push notifications and reminders and things like that. There's a whole host of other features, but I don't want to make this video a promo for LeadOwl. I simply want to let you know that there is a way to do it if you're not into learning software, because you don't really have to learn anything using Facebook lead ads. It's pretty much plug and play, and really the same thing with LeadOwl, because LeadOwl is an app, right? There is a web app, but it's also an app on your phone. And how many times have you had to download an app on your phone and go through a tutorial or anything. You don't. I mean, apps are pretty simple. There's only so much space on your phone for so many features you don't really have to learn to use it, right? Just like most apps, you download them, like, oh, okay, boom, boom. And that was our goal in creating this. We wanted to make sure that it was as easy as possible to learn or to use, and so that's why we designed it in a zero learning curve application. If the only reason that you don't want to get started in starting your own advertising agency or really anything is because you just don't like learning software, then you have two options. Option one is to just get over it and learn the software anyway and bite the bullet, or option two is to use a method that does not require complicated software. And that would be the method that I teach in our 30-day agency program, and also the method that we use in conjunction with our Lead Owl software, okay? And of course, I'll leave links if you want to learn more about that stuff. But bottom line is you can do this even if you hate learning software. There is options out there that don't require you to have an MBA in some software application. And that's why I've taught thousands of people to get started, normal people that really suck at tech, to get started, and they're making thousands of dollars per month doing this because they chose the path that doesn't require them to be fancy at tech, and they use software that doesn't require them to be fancy at tech. All right, until next time, success is what you make it. See you guys later. Dan Henry out.
Thanks for watching my YouTube video. If you want me to stop doing this very annoying Batman voice, then make sure you click the subscribe button and I'll stop. Maybe.